Dave Gachtin Falchis, Jock on Sugary Pork Parnell. You're all very welcome here to Parnell Park for the 2025 edition of the Go Ahead Dublin LGFA Senior Championship Final. It is a repeat of the 2024 final between Kilmacud Crokes and St Sylvester's. My name is Seamus Brady. I'm joined by Dublin goalkeeper, multiple All-Ireland winner Abby Shiels. Abby, how are we feeling ahead of this one?
Delighted to be here, Seamus. I think we have a really good game in store, and I think it's going to be really tight. I hope the weather conditions stay the way they are and don't get too windy. I think there's a good crowd gathering here and great excitement here in Parnell Park tonight, so it's going to be a great one to watch, and I can't wait to see the outcome.
And history beckons as well. Kilmacud looking for their fourth title in a row. St Sylvester's looking for their first ever title. So there will be history made either way. But let's run through the teams right now before the throw-in. So starting off with Kilmacud Crokes, Dervla Gower in goal, full-back line Philippa Green, Emer Sweeney and Ciara Regan, half-back line of Sinead O'Donoghue, Aoife Kane and Niamh Carr, midfield pairing of Doireann Egan and Kate Murray, the half-forward line of Laura Kane, Alva Davern and Niamh Cotter, and the full-forward line provided 2-7 the last day out against Thomas Davis, Amy Conroy, Michelle Davern and team captain Ava Rutledge. Looking at that team, Abby, who jumps out at you?
I think the likes of Ava Rutledge being captain, she's tallied up a few scores throughout the whole championship. She'll definitely be one to watch in the corner. Whether she drifts out, we'll obviously find out soon enough. And then obviously I think Alva Davern's going to be a very important playmaker today. She has a really good eye for goal and for kicking over the bar. So I do think them two players will be particularly important up front.
Absolutely. Well, it's a very, very strong Kilmacud team. As I mentioned, bidding for their fourth title in a row. But let's move on to the team chasing history. St Sylvester's looking for their first ever crown. They were so close last year, losing by just a point after extra time. And let's run through their team. Dublin under-20 goalkeeper Siobhan Cassidy-Fagan is between the sticks. Full back line is Kim White, Cleena Fitzpatrick and Chloe Bryan. The half back line is Caitlin Guyden, Danielle Lawless and Kiva Keenahan. Midfield pairing of Ellie Doyle and Nicole Owens. The half forward line of Clodagh Fox, Angela McGuigan and Kate O'Toole. And the full forward line then Kate Sullivan, Sinead Ahern and Marianne Hernan, the team captain. Who stands out to you there?
I think instantly your eyes are drawn to number 13 there, Kate Sullivan, after coming away from an unbelievable season with the Dubs. One of the top scorers. She'll be one to definitely man mark today and keep tight. And obviously you've got the experienced players like Sinead Ahern, Nicole Owens. You've got Danielle Lawless there in number 6, who's going to be such a strong engine through the middle and defensively as well. So them few players are definitely going to be ones to watch.
Talking as well about last year's final. We're just going to recap on that game that we saw. Last year's final, it finished Kilmacud Crokes a goal and 7 points. St Sylvester's a goal and 6 after extra time. It was such an arm wrestle for the entire game. It was so tight. What made the difference that day, do you feel? Was it just Crokes' know-how of how to get over the line?
I think just Crokes definitely started to put Seals under the pressure. They weren't under throughout the whole game. Near the end, I think Seals were leading by a couple of points going into half-time of extra time. And I think Crokes just put them under pressure. They forced the turnovers. They really went after the kickouts as well in the end. So I think that could be a huge factor to today, especially with a big wind. Kickouts are going to be so important. So whatever way kickouts are pressed, they can change a game completely.
And weighing up as well, the semi-finals that they had. I mean, Kilmacud Crokes had a very comprehensive victory over Thomas Davis in their side. They scored 2-18 to Thomas Davis' 6 points. Amy Conroy with 2 goals. Michelle Davern with 3 points. Niamh Cotter with 6. Ava Rutledge with 4. That's 2-13 at the total between them 4. But Sylvester's on the other side battled past Clontarf 3-18 to 2-17 after extra time. Danielle Lawless's goal 6 minutes into extra time proved the difference. If you were in a camp, which test would you rather have in the semi-final coming into a big day like this?
I think, Crokes would be really satisfied with their win over Thomas Davis's. They didn't really win too comprehensively in the group stages, whereas I know the scorelines in the group stages for Seals were a bit more satisfying. I know Seals had a difficult challenge against Clontarf in the semi-final, so I do think it's better to have that kind of battle right before such a big game like tonight.
Yeah, and we are going to pause now for Euron Naveen. Listen to that atmosphere. I mean, the crowd is fairly packed in.
Yeah, no, great to see such a busy crowd, especially with the way the weather has been today, with Storm Amy making its way across the country. So it's brilliant, great excitement here in Parnell Park, and we see lots of green and blue and lots of purple and gold. So I can't wait to see this one. It's going to be exciting.
Oh, it's going to be a cracker. I mean, as you mentioned there, Storm Amy sweeping across the country, and this is going to be a battle, especially if last year was anything to go off. It went right down to the wire. Kilmacud Crokes, as I mentioned, going for their 4th title in a row. Sylvester's going for their first ever. Our match referee is Ian Howley. And just to touch on as well, you have to give a shout. Kate Sullivan 1-9 in that semi-final against Clontarf. Nicole Owens at 1-3. How crucial will they be? Interestingly, Abby Danielle Lawless straight to midfield from the start. You can, I think, Niamh Cotter as well has gone in there. Some positional switches around the field.
Yeah, I think Danielle Lawless's engine is going to be so important there for Sylvester's, up and down the pitch, both defensively and in attack. She'll be such a key player today. I know she captained Seails to that All-Ireland Intermediate in 2021, I think it was. So her experience and her kind of control on the ball will be so important today.
Here we go. The go-ahead Dublin LGFA final for 2025 underway straight away. Sylvester's on the ball, and they will play with a very, very strong wind in this first half down towards the Kilmacud Crokes goal. Straight away, Nicole Owens swinging it across to Clodagh Fox.
Clodagh Fox again, going to be such an important player today. She's young. She's only coming up with Dublin this year. She's been introduced in many games, so she's great to see her among these incredible players tonight.
Sylvester is building the attack here. Back out to Clodagh Fox once again. She has support there from Kiva Keenan if she needs it. Good defending there by Kilmacud Crokes. Alva Davern on the ball straight away. And we were talking before the game, Abby, as well, about potential player absences making a difference. One that definitely will, Lauren McGee, who's sidelined today.
Yeah, no, such a pity to see Lauren sidelined through injury tonight. She would make that bit of a difference for Crokes. But I know obviously they'll all stand up and give that extra 10% for Lauren, because I know she's such a big asset for that team. And I think she's wearing a Merishka bib today, so she's definitely part of the squad.
Certainly is. And then you have to give shouts as well to the players like Grace Cos, not here, but you wouldn't be able to tell looking at their group games, especially that semi-final against Davis. Niamh Cotter breaking forward now. Good defending by St. Sylvester's. The first turnover on their side of things, and they get it in now to Kim White. Lays it off as far as Nicole Owens. Of course, recently announced her inter-county retirement after that successful final, and she's been judged to have been fouled. Interestingly, Ian Howley was pointing the other way for a second. That had me confused. Danielle Lawless now with ball in hand. But I mean, Abby, obviously you're a teammate, or were a teammate of Nicole Owens. What a way to end her career. Yeah,
no, she's an absolute stalwart of the game. She hasn't had it easy the last few years, being facing setbacks through injury and stuff. So it's great to see her talking out at number 9 in midfield tonight on a county final. So I'm looking forward to see what she can produce today.
Yeah. Free out there for Kilmacud Crokes, Aoife Kane. And speaking of stalwarts there, of course, in the full forward line for Seails, none other than Sinead Ahern. I mean, as far as Dublin legends go, you won't find many better.
Definitely not. Sinead's name is in the history books now forever. She's some of the achievements she's gotten with Dublin, and obviously with Seails, like that intermediate final there a few years ago. She's great to have on the pitch, and it's a pleasure to be able to watch her in another county final. Let's hope they can do it for Sinead's sake and the other girls there.
Kilmacud Crokes now trying to build from the back. Niamh Carr lets the ball skid along the turf. Danger here, and speaking of Sinead Ahern, she's on the ball. Danger here for Crokes. Sinead thought about the shot. She steps inside. She's got herself an advantage, which the referee Ian Howley will bring it back for. But just a little window there, a mistake in the Kilmacud Crokes defence, and Sinead Ahern turns it into something.
Definitely. I think these turnovers for Crokes are going to prove so important, especially with that full forward line that Sylvester's have. They will be ruthless when they get the ball back, especially that high up the pitch. All it takes is one or two moves and they're already in a scoreable free.
Okay, Sullivan nailed a free like this, just like this one, in last year's final. She'll definitely have the distance to make it. And she's got it. Sylvester's into the lead in the go-ahead Dublin LGFA final of 2025. Good start.
Very good start now. It'll be interesting to see how Crokes respond straight off the kick out here. Possession's going to be very important.
First kick out for Dervla Gower. She goes short. Kilmacud now trying to build out from the back. Foul there on Philippa Green. A heavy hit between herself and Kate Sullivan.
Yeah, I think Crokes might take this time to settle. Is there an injury there? I think she's okay. See how they move the ball up against this wind.
Well, for Crokes, that's a key factor. Speaking about the wind, what position would you be happy going in from a Kilmacud perspective at half-time? How many points? Because how many points do Seals need to be ahead?
I think you want to be comprehensive if you're Seals. You want to have a good lead on the game. But you want to keep it in touch and distance, obviously, if you're Crokes, to be able to turn it over.
Well, Seals looking to build here again. Clodagh Fox gives it out as far as Danielle Lawless. Back to Kate O'Toole. O'Toole inside now to Angela McGuigan. Kilmacud happy to only engage with them when they cross the 45-metre line. McGuigan being forced out wide.
So far, good patience from Seals here. They're not trying to force anything, which is good to see. But again, possession is so important right now.
And now, once again, Seals being forced to wait around the 45-metre line. Very, very good defending by Alva Davern. Superb turnover by the Galway inter-county star. Plays it down now as far as Amy Conroy. 2 goals in the semi-final, and the ball is back with Alva Davern again. And now Ava Rutledge, team captain. She scored a goal in last year's final. Proved to be one of the key scorers for Crokes in getting the victory that day. Ball out now with Niamh Carr. Looking for the hand pass down inside to Michelle Davern. Match referee Ian Howley calls a foul against the Seals fullback, Cliona Fitzpatrick. And first time that we now see Niamh Cotter on a place ball. She decides against the shot. And Crokes have given away a free out. Were you seen there, Abby, against the wind? Crokes are finding it hard to kind of bridge that gap between getting into a shooting position.
Yeah, I think you can see they're also trying to keep the ball low, so the wind isn't affecting it too much. But the dirty ball on the ground is going to be just as hard to win against Seals. They're a strong defensive unit, and we can see there, I think Danielle Lawless might have gotten the tackle in to get the free out. So it's going to be a really, really just playing it safe throughout this game with this wind.
She had a superb display in last year's final. She'll be one of the key players for them in this year's final too, no doubt. Angela McGuigan now on the ball. Fires it in long. The target is clear, Kate Sullivan, but well read by the Kilmacud defence, and namely Ciara Regan helping to get that ball out. Now Alva Davern once again. She's a key operator. Straight away you can see a lot is going through Alva Davern.
Yeah, Alva Davern will be very important through that middle. I think she got an All-Star nominee this year with Galway, and she's been so important to Crokes the past couple of years. AIB Club Team of the Year last year as well. So very important for that team.
And now on the ball, Doireann Egan for Kilmacud. Back to Aoife Kane. And now Kate Murray lays it off to Alva Davern. Davern gives it back to Kate Murray. Murray stepping around the challenge. Works it across to Michelle Davern, one of the key operators for Kilmacud in their push for the All-Ireland over the last few seasons. Alva Davern on the ball again. Back out to Kate Murray. Slight chance of a shot there, but she gives it back inside to the team captain Ava Rutledge. Out on the D. Back out to the 45-metre line. And Egan gives it across as far as Laura Kane. Forced to cut back inside. Good defensive cell being set up by Sylvesters, and they've managed to turn Kilmacud Crokes over. And now on the break, it's Kate O'Toole. O'Toole forced to go back, but she goes back to Nicole Owens. And Sylvesters keep the attack going. Owens inside to Sinead Ahern. Out sharp in front of Emer Murray. Goes around Aoife Kane, gets herself a free, and it is another free in for St. Sylvester's. We've seen there Seals' defensive shell held firm, and they hit really, really fast on the break there.
Yeah, I think Crokes had an unforced error there, and Seals picked it up very quick. They got a quick transition, somewhat broke down a little bit closer to goal, but they have what I'd consider a scoreable free for Kate Sullivan now, so it'll be interesting to see how she takes this.
Right inside the arc. She's got a good connection with this, but this one drops short, and well picked up there by the cornerback Philippa Green. And she gives it out now as far as Alva Davern. And now Niamh Carr. Inside to Darren Egan, Aoife Kane. You've seen there that the windy conditions is going to be very, very difficult for to kick scores tonight.
Definitely. You can really see it even through their jerseys as they're running. You can see there looks like heavy legs, but it is just that wind blowing down the pitch.
Kate Murray now, as Crokes tried to set up another attack. Michelle Davern, the target once again. She's out in front of Cliona Fitzpatrick and she's going straight at Fitzpatrick. Michelle Davern still going. She's going to take some serious stopping and she's clipped it over for the equaliser and the opening score for the champions.
Another player with a great amount of experience with both Crokes, and she's spent a few years with Dublin, so great to see her getting on the scoreboard again. I think is that her down injured as well straight after that score, so hopefully she's okay.
And Sylvesters carry on with the play, and Caitlin Guyden now switches it across to the far wing towards Kate O'Toole. Still under no rush whatsoever. Back to Caitlin Guyden. Inside now to the captain, Marianne Hernan. Cross to Nicole Owens. Nicole runs straight into Niamh Cotter. Absorbs the challenge well. Goes back inside to Clodagh Fox. Good defending though again by Kilmacud Crokes, and Kate Murray wins herself a free and decides to take it. You can see there Crokes' defensive shell also holding up really well.
Yeah, very patient in the tackle, and both ways are just waiting for the other team to make the error the closer they get to goal. So as I said, there's going to be a lot of dirty ball contests in this game, and we can see the strength of both teams coming through in that case.
Looking as well at the bench, obviously massive names on both benches, but the one that really jumps out to me from a Seaels perspective, Niamh McAvoy. When do you introduce her?
I think it's a matter of seeing how the game goes. You know, she another player with loads of experience, and it would be definitely a big lift for Seaels, whether they're struggling, whether they have a good lead, to bring her on, regardless of the situation. But it's how early is a good question. I'm not too sure. I think it was about 40 minutes in the semi-final she came on, and she did have an impact, so it'll be interesting to see when she does come on.
Well, we've seen there the very controversial shoulder rule leading to a free out to St Sylvester's. A lot of players in the game do want that changed, I think. But anyway,
I think we need more physicality anyways. We're all in the gym so often. We're all just as strong as each other, so it would be great to see a bit more contact allowed. Obviously it's a non-contact game, so it kind of depends on the ref on the flow of the game, but it'll be great to see it.
Well, we've seen an example of it there where, you know, if you're going by the rules that you'd expect to see, like there was nothing that Michelle Davern really could have done there, but it still was a free out to St Sylvester's. Nicole Owens gets it across now to Kate Sullivan. Sullivan jinking back inside. Kate Sullivan from outside the arc. A 2-pointer in a night like this would be unbelievable. That's amazing. A fantastic score by Kate Sullivan. Unbelievable.
Definitely. I think she knew she had the advantage there, so she obviously had nothing to lose, but to kick a 2-pointer like that on the outside of the boot, what a score. Definitely taking advantage of having that wind behind her back. That's
as good a score as you will see. Unfortunately, it is only worth 1 point, but unbelievable. Like, to kick it from outside the arc there, I mean, that's worth 2 points.
Definitely, and it didn't look very orthodox as well outside the boot. It's players like that that'll show kind of 2-pointers can be considered for ladies football.
Absolutely. There was one that I seen earlier in the year. Niamh Carmody belted it over from way outside the 45. So definitely is a case to be made for it. And we have a throw up now being called here by the match referee, Ian Howley. Niamh Cotter going up against Kiva Keenahan, and Cotter has won it. Well played by the Cork star. And now here comes Alva Davern. Checks back inside. Gives it inside to Kate Murray. Murray goes through the challenge of Nicole Owens. And now Ava Rutledge, the team captain. Rutledge running straight into Keenahan, but manages to get the hand pass inside to Niamh Cotter. Thought about the shot. Instead forced to go back out with it. You can see there Kilmacud being very patient with when they take their shot. Definitely, you can see kind of Seaels have that middle clogged up. I think there's about 10 of them behind the ball now. So it's just a matter of patience in the tackle and hoping that Crokes make a mistake. Well, here comes Alva Davern. Gives it off as far as Amy Conroy. Hit the back of the net twice in their semi-final victory over Thomas Davis. She gets it back out to the team captain, Ava Rutledge. And Rutledge finishes really, really well. First score for the captain, second for Crokes. Very well taken score by Ava Rutledge. You know, that passing the ball through the hands and patience really worked well for them there, and just breaking down that Seaels defence. And these are key scores against the wind. From a Kilmacud point of view, you'd have to be happy. You know, first quarter down nearly and we're level.
Yeah, I think Crokes, it took, 17 minutes for Thomas Davis to score against them now, so they probably weren't too happy to concede too early enough scores, but they've definitely gotten 2 back on the scoreboard, which is really important.
And here comes Angela McGuigan now for Sylvester's, inside to Sinead Ahern. Ahern goes direct into Kate Sullivan. Started this game like a house on fire. That beautiful score off the outside of the boot. Thought about having another shot there, but she goes back to Fox instead. Sylvester's trying to find a gap here in the Kilmacud defence. Inside to Sinead Ahern, fronted up by Emer Murray. And it's been judged against Sinead Ahern for over-carrying. Interesting call.
Interesting call, I'd say. I think Sinead thought she had the advantage there in any ways, but obviously called against her, and we see Crokes are now building into another attack.
There indeed, Kate Murray on the ball here. Goes back as far as Darren Egan. Egan switches the ball across as far as Niamh Carr. Kilmacud building again from deep. Sylvesters have been allowed to get into their defensive shape. Ava Rutledge again. Back across to Carr. And now Niamh Cotter on the ball again. 6 points for her in the semi-final. Another player in top form for Kilmacud coming into this game.
Yeah, Niamh Cotter, I believe she's had a very good big impact since joining Crokes. I'm not sure the year exactly, but obviously an All-Ireland winner with Cork in 2016. So she's definitely been very important for them in the past few years.
And here she is on the ball again, orchestrating things for Kilmacud. Kate Murray goes direct with this one into Alva Davern. Davern's managed to find herself a pocket of space. She goes around Keenahan, does another show and go. She will need the support. She goes back as far as Carr. Niamh Carr herself goes back to Davern. Davern took a snapshot and it goes wide of the target to the left. But interestingly as well, when you're talking from a Kilmacud point of view, the thing they have their eye on is getting an All-Ireland. They've fallen short at the final last year, at the semi-final the year before that, to Kilkerran and Clonberne both times. Can anybody stop Kilkerran and Clonberne? They're so good.
Yeah, I just hope that kind of eye on an All-Ireland doesn't get the better of them tonight, you know. If anything was to beat them, if Seals don't show up and Seals pull away, you might consider that to be the reason. But sure, look, we have a good game ahead of us in anyways.
We certainly do. Kilmacud, obviously unfinished business with the club championships. And now Aoife Kane on the ball. Goes out as far as Laura Kane. Back to Aoife once again. Aoife manages to find the gap to Alva Davern, to Niamh Cotter. And Cotter going into the corner now, looking for Conroy. Good defending though, it has to be said there by Chloe Bryan. Played the ball really, really well. Let it go out for a goal kick.
Definitely, it was a good idea to play. Great to see Aoife Kane starting to get into the attack a bit more and breaking out from that 6th position, because she'll have a big influence on the attack when she has the ball.
Kim White on the ball here now for Sylvesters to Clodagh Fox. Little bit of a dodgy solo and she's been punished for it. Niamh Carr turning her over well. Alva Davern now. Can Kilmacud punish Sylvesters for that mistake? Davern fronted up by Danielle Lawless. She's found a pocket of space for Michelle Davern. Davern goes back out to Alva Davern. And now Ava Rutledge on the ball once again. Going around a couple of challenges. Now Michelle Davern checks back inside really well. Great block. Superb block by the Seals captain Marianne Hernan. But the referee Ian Howley has called a stop to the play.
Definitely a great block. Good patience in the tackle again. I think was Michelle Davern going for the outside of the boot, similar to Kate Zull's style score up the other end. But I think she had advantage now. Is it a free in?
It is a free in, but interestingly, when we were speaking about the shoulder rule, I think it's Danielle Lawless down there got absolutely flattened by a challenge that looks somewhat similar to the one earlier, not called as a free out on this occasion. So just, I would say, a little bit more consistency with the shoulder challenge regardless of what it is. But now we're going to see a free with Niamh Cotter on it and a chance for Kilmacud to go into the lead.
Definitely. I think consistency is a big word when it comes to them rules between the shouldering and the barging. Even when I'm in goals, I don't know what's a free and what's not, and I could be standing up for my own players, and you're not totally sure on whether it's a free or not.
And Niamh Cotter slots over that free, her first of the day, and Kilmacud move into the lead for the first time in the 2025 Go Ahead Dublin LGFA final.
And that's already 3 different scores for Crokes, which is great to see, a great spread of the scores.
And they definitely have threats all over the field. And Sylvester's now trying to break and punish them down at the other end. Caitlin Guyden gives it out as far as Kate O'Toole. O'Toole has support if she needs it. She goes direct in looking for Kate Sullivan, but that one a little bit wayward and out over the end line. It is the right idea to get the ball into Kate as quick as you can.
Definitely, she's sharp. She can turn her players. I think she is marked quite tight there today. But if they play the ball into the space, she'll get there.
Dervla Gower with the kick out across to Niamh Carr, and now Emer Murray goes back and eventually back to the goalkeeper, Dervla Gower, once more. Needs the support from Philippa Green. She goes across as far as the right half back, Sinead O'Donoghue. O'Donoghue taking on Kate O'Toole. She will need support. She does well. She goes inside to Kate Murray. And Murray goes one more across to Aoife Kane. Kane to Alva Davern. And now Doireann Egan. Back to Alva Davern again. Clodagh Fox putting in the challenge. Manages to knock the ball out of her possession, but Davern gets it back. Now Ava Rutledge. 1 point to her name so far. Crokes moving the ball really well here. Niamh Cotter. Danger for Sylvester's. Michelle Davern. Goal chance. And it's in the net.
Very
goal
well
for Kilmacud.
Very well finished goal. Worked right through the hands all the way up the pitch. Nobody kicking the ball. In this wind, you don't want to be putting any loose balls into your players. So very well finished. Good step off Michelle Davern against the goalkeeper Siobhan Cassidy. That puts Crokes in the lead.
And that's a massive play in this game. You have to consider against the wind in this first half. For Crokes to get a goal and to be leading by 4 is huge.
Yeah, I can't imagine Seaels will be too happy to leak that goal. They were set up very well defensively, I thought, but Crokes found the gaps and got themselves up there.
And Crokes have also managed to stop the latest Sylvester's attack. Just broke unkindly for Kate Sullivan. And Niamh Carr now back inside to Aoife Kane. And it was a superb move by Kilmacud. The way they moved it from one end of the field to the other, sliced open the Seaels defence. But they've given away a free here. Kate Murray over-carrying. Referee Ian Howley taking no prisoners with that today, the over-carrying. An opportunity now, probably a little bit far out to take this, but it's not too far off where Kate kicked one from play. But Nicole Owens has ball in hand here. It's crucial. Seaels need to get a few scores, I would say, before half-time.
Definitely, as I said, they won't be too happy to leak that goal, and I can feel the momentum that Crokes might have gotten, so it'll be interesting to see how this attack goes.
Well, they've got themselves a free here. Foul by Doireann Egan on Nicole Owens, and Kate has worked her way out to this. You can see there.
Yeah, no, I think if Nicole goes at them at pace, I think the only option is to foul her, so she definitely needs to back herself in them instances and go at them.
Kate Sullivan now. Opportunity to pull one back for Sylvester's. She's made decent contact with this, but it's going to hang in the air and bounce up and over the bar. And with the conditions, with the storm here washing over the country, we thought we might see a few scores like that, but up in the air and bounces over the bar.
You'll definitely take that as a score, to narrow the gap going into the last 10 minutes.
But also what we've seen there, for St. Sylvester's moving forward is a little bit of uncertainty around the high ball dropping in around the square. And now they have an opportunity here with Nicole Owens. Chance to put 2 in a row together. But Gower does well. Never took her eye off that one. Yeah, no,
Gower definitely read that one well. I think they were all a bit unsure how quick that ball was going to drop on the free. So good to see her judging that.
Well, we cannot stress this enough how difficult the conditions are. And as a goalkeeper, tonight's not really a night you'd want to be in goal on a big game.
Definitely not. No, the high balls are hard enough to read as it is. So I can't imagine how hard it is out there with that wind.
Another shot by Nicole Owens here, but that one is going to fade out harmlessly to the left and wide on this occasion. But now 8 minutes of normal time to go until half-time here. Crokes find themselves 3 points to the good. And kick out now for Dervla Gower once again. Looking for options. Seaels have put up a tight press up on these kickouts, and it's reaping dividends for them so far. Danielle Lawless winning that one. Laid off as far as Hearn and the captain. Across to Angela McGuigan. Now Sinead Hearn has a quick look at the posts. And from an acute enough angle, but Gower's dropped it. Danger here for Crokes. Ball back out as far as Kate O'Toole. And she clips it up and over the bar. 2 in a row for Seaels.
Very good from Seaels. Sinead was unlucky not to tag that score herself. But I think it was Danielle Lawless maybe, or maybe not, can't see who that was, who cleaned it up on the goalkeeper's mistake. So good response. They are definitely still in this.
What's clear to see as well is Kilmacud are having difficulties getting the kick out completely away, even though they have possession here. Philippa Green, Seaels have put the squeeze on them here in the last few minutes of this first half.
Yeah, it'll be a matter of Crokes just finding the gaps out through that press. So they worked it well through their hands when they got their goal. Will they do it again? we have to wait and see now.
Darren Egan definitely being surrounded by 3-4 Seals players, and they've managed to turn her over again. Nicole Owens, hand passed into Kate Sullivan. Danger for Crokes. Kate Sullivan up and over the bar.
Very well taken score. It's a matter of forcing the error when you're that high up the pitch, and Seals are definitely doing it very well.
That's 4 points now for Kate Sullivan, but even then there was a hint of a goal on there, but she did really, really well to clip it up and over the bar from that angle.
Yeah, 4 players on her, definitely a good decision to make.
All of a sudden, the complexion of the scoreboard has changed. It's gone from Crokes being firmly in command to now just a point between the teams, and that's crucial right before half-time.
Yeah, and I think Crokes will be a little bit relieved with that free out there to give them another second to transition the ball up the pitch.
Alva Davern now on the ball for Kilmacud. Crokes trying to restore a little bit of the order they had about 5 minutes ago. Cotter back across to Ava Rutledge now, the team captain. Rutledge driving straight at the Seals defence. A lovely dummy, and works it now to Alva Davern. Davern finds the space. She goes around another challenge, and she's kicked over. A fantastic score. Brilliant score by Alva Davern, her first.
A very well taken score from Alva Davern. I'd like to give credit there to Ava Rutledge with the dummy and the pass off to her. Very good build up to that score.
And she swung it over really, really well. She's been key in most of what Kilmacud Crokes have done well tonight. Nicole Owens now into Ellie Doyle for Sylvester's. Again, Doyle goes direct, looking for Kate Sullivan. Ball skids away from her on this occasion. Philippa Green now passes it out to Niamh Carr, and the rain is really bucketing down now in Parnell Park. Conditions will not be favourable.
Definitely conditions are getting greasier by the minute. I think them balls into Kate Sullivan, into the full forward line, are going to be vital to make sure they go to hand. Obviously, you don't want them slipping away.
And now Kate Murray on the ball for Crokes. Gives it back as far as Darren Egan. And now Aoife Kane. Crokes will be happy enough to play around here, but in these conditions it's dangerous, and it could lead to moments like that. Mistake by the fullback, Emer Sweeney. And Sinead Ahern punished their forward and won the free. You can see there, just in these conditions, bouncing the ball on that turf is dangerous. And Sinead Ahern using all her experience there, getting the free. And a chance now for Seals to launch another attack. Clodagh Fox on the ball. Inside to McGuigan. Lovely 1-2 between the pair. Tricky angle for Fox. She will need support. Goes back to McGuigan. McGuigan fronted up by Ava Rutledge. She's won herself a free if she wants it, and she's got it. Well played advantage by the referee Ian Howley, and this gives Seals an opportunity to bring it back to 1 point.
It's clear that we just need to make sure that balls are going to hand for both teams. That's where the errors are coming from. Seals got away with it there, having the advantage in. So it'll be good to see Kate hopefully stick this over for the Seals' sake.
Well, it is geographically close to the goal, but the conditions make this a really tough kick. Kate has put good power into it, but just wide to the left on this occasion. The wind definitely wouldn't have helped there.
Yeah, definitely a difficult angle, hard one to read for how much power to put through it, but they set up now for the kick out, and again another tough enough press for the goalkeeper to go up against.
Derby Gower now with the latest kick out for Kilmacud, gives it to Niamh Carr and gets it back. Plays it across now as far as Sinead O'Donoghue. Kilmacud again trying to build it out from the back, but the hand pass intended for O'Donoghue has gone out over the sideline. Seals have had real success since they pushed right up on Kilmacud.
Yeah, as I keep saying it, they're forcing the errors high up the field, and when they get the turnovers, they're going at them. There's another advantage for Sinead Ahern. Very smart on the ball to take it.
And she has taken in that free in again, a scoreable position, and for dissent from Kilmacud Crokes, it's been brought far in, and now it's a certain point for Kate Sullivan. And that will be disappointing to Paddy O'Donoghue, the Kilmacud manager. You cannot be giving away silly frees like that.
Not when there's, with Kate Sullivan, definitely. This is her bread and butter.
She taps it up and over the bar for her 5th point of the game. And now there's just a point between the teams. 1-4 to 6 points with 2.5 minutes left of normal time in this first half. Very, very even contest.
It's going to be very important for Crokes to try and get a good transition up the pitch now. The few times they've been successful and they've gotten something on the scoreboard. So we'll have to see now how they break down the Seals defence.
It'll be crucial as well. Who has the final say before half time? Who gets the final score? Do Seals pull it back to being level, or do Crokes go further ahead again? Alva Davern now on the ball. Niamh Carr has gone down just in front of us there. I think she got a bang on the leg. But Alva Davern's still on the ball here for Kilmacud Crokes. She gives it off to Niamh Cotter. Kilmacud have managed to find some space in the Seals defence again. Lovely hand pass by Cotter. Danger here. And how on earth has that not ended up in the back of the net? Unbelievable save by Siobhan Cassidy-Fagan. And Seals have got themselves a free out. Let's have another look at that. Looked like it was going to be a certain goal for Amy Conroy. She got 2 in the semi-final. How on earth did this one not end up in?
A great save, and I just want to acknowledge that pass into Amy Conroy. A great slip from Niamh Cotter, but a very good save, and hopefully Seals buzz off that save now.
And Kate Murray did unbelievably as well to duck when Amy Conroy was taking the shot. I thought that would have made it even more confusing for Siobhan Cassidy. She did unbelievable to keep that out. Seals have got another free out. And Hernan now with ball in hand gives it back across to Nicole Owens. 1 minute of normal time left in the first half. Seals have given away a needless turnover here. Kate Murray on the ball for Crokes. Across to Doireann Egan. Back to Kate Murray again. Goes back as far as Ava Rutledge. You were talking about Rutledge playing further, deeper infield. She certainly has been doing that in the first half, but she's driving forward at every opportunity. Ball across as far as Doireann Egan again. Back to Rutledge.
Can definitely see Ava Rutledge as a bit of a playmaker around that 2-point arc between the arc and the D. She's getting involved in a lot of play and building up to a lot of attacks.
And that attack, unfortunately, from a Crokes perspective, has gone wide. The shot by Laura Kane. There's no question about it. Rutledge has been key. Alva Davern has been key. Kate Murray, Niamh Cotter, they're the ones. Aoife Kane, who've been involved in most of their play. Kick out now by Siobhan Cassidy-Fagan. It's good distance on it, and it's well caught there by Sinead Ahern, but superb defending again by Alva Davern, turning Sylvester's over and launching another Kilmacud Crokes attack. Davern now turns back. She's just on the D. Thought about the shot, but gives it back instead to Niamh Cotter. Ball eventually switched over as far as Niamh Carr. Kilmacud trying to go down the left side of the Sylvester's defence, but good defending again, and Clodagh Fox intercepts, definitely fouled by Alva Davern. And looked minimal enough, but the referee has given it as a throw ball.
Yeah, I think a small reaction from Clodagh Fox is after losing them the free out, so be interesting to see how this hot ball goes. Good turnover from Clodagh Fox all the same, and she definitely broke away with good pace, but unfortunately she's after losing that one now for them.
Very, very good turnover, and then I think she just took issue with whatever way Alva Davern had tackled her, but seemed a little bit harsh to turn the free over. But either way, we have a throw ball here now right on the stroke of half time, contested by Nicole Owens and Niamh Cotter, and Owens has won the breaking ball for Seals. But that is all she wrote for the first half. A really, really entertaining and even contest here in Parnell Park. The goal from Michelle Davern, the difference between the two sides here at half time. Stay with us on Dubs TV. Be with us for the second half. It's going to be some contest. The halftime score here at Parnell Park. It is Kilmacud Crokes 1 goal and 4 points. St Sylvester's 6 points. Join us again for the second half after these.
Stay City Apart Hotels. Half apartment, half hotel. Warm beds, comfy sofas, and fully equipped kitchens. We offer guests more, so you can do more. Cook, sleep, work, play. Welcoming, accommodating, and big beds for jumping. Smart travelers choose Stay City because Stay City is the smart choice. Stay City, half apartment, half hotel, all across Europe. Save 10% every time you book at staycity.com.
We met down at Fairview, and Kieran's brother was a friend of my brother's. We met through them, so when I was coming up to the Debs, I invited Kieran to my Debs. He asked me to marry him, and I said yes, so long as our firstborn child played for Vincent's. And he said, okay, grand. It's great to have our family involved as well. I suppose if the kids weren't as interested in it as we were, it'd be very tough on us.
Kieran's are playing Vincent's. The tension in the house is gas. Mum is obviously Vincent's and Dad is Kieran, so Mum always claims that she'll give John steak for dinner and she won't feed Kevin. But it's always a bit of a laugh, but I suppose no one takes it too seriously.
She had her hands full. She could have got the job as a bus driver. The amount of dropping off and picking up she did from matches around. Leaving some matches early to go to another match to make sure she got the end of that, or make sure we all got the same amount of attention. There was no favourites.
It means everything. I don't know what we'd do without it, to be fair. We eat, drink and sleep it.
It's always through the family like the rest of us. There's not enough to put in words, I'd say.
I know my whole life at this rate.
We're very proud parents. That's a huge achievement to have 100% of your family still playing. And we're proud of them all, every one of them.
My name is Niamh Heatherton.
My name is John Heatherton. I'm Kieran Heatherton.
I'm Patsy Heatherton, and as a family,
Our roots are set in the GAA.
Ground Force probably is the absolute heart of this club, both in their ethos, the amount of work they do, and just the pure love they have for Naomh Marnoga and the GAA in general. In simplest terms, we probably couldn't function without Ground Force.
I suppose the GAA was always a bit more than hitting the ball or hitting the schlitter, you know, and it gave a great sense of community to people.
I suppose at my age, fear of retirement, worried about the unknown, what am I going into a home under my wife's feet all the time or something like that, and then we just got this men's initiative started off. We feel that we're giving something back to the club that gave so much to us. We come up here on a rotary basis and line pitches, cut grass. It kind of empowers us as well if we feel valued.
We're all friends, we're all retired, we're all around the same age group. Some of us have nothing outside of our work, and Ground Force has been a big change for everybody from a mental well-being point of view. It's really, really important and really significant, and there is great camaraderie amongst the group.
So I think there's about 30 odd men in this initiative that comes up to the club and has a chat, and the coffee is important as well. We sort out the world, Dad.
Yeah. Or well, most of it.
Yeah.
That's what it means to me, just achievement and pride.
My first memory of GAA would probably have been in Croke Park with my father. That would be in the early 1950s.
As a young lad, brought down to watch one of my brother's matches.
Playing under 10 hurling, and I say hurling, not camogie, because I played on the boys' team.
My feeling about the GAA was more a social one than a games one, because I thought it was a great way for all the kids to get to know each other.
Mum and Dad always brought us up to have each other's backs. We'd all go to each other's matches. No matter what we were doing or playing, we'd all support each other. I'm playing for the club 37 years, I think, now, but I also coached my two daughters' teams.
It's great. It really is a great feeling to have the kids down there. And now all of their friends are beginning to come from the same community and the same focus on the club, so it's a mirror of what happened to me in my childhood, I suppose.
We made more friends down the years and had more fun down the years than ever we would anywhere else.
Mum fostered that through us as well. She was chief bottle washer. She'd have jerseys upon jerseys out in the line.
3 of my offspring are married, and they met their better halves through the club.
The friends and relationships I got out of it. Looking back, that was really what the GAA was about. Community, about building relationships with people. My name is Mick Galvin.
My name is Mary Galvin.
My name is Phil Galvin, and my family roots are in St Bridget's GAA Club.
Stay City Apart Hotels. Half apartment, half hotel. Warm beds, comfy sofas, and fully equipped kitchens. We offer guests more, so you can do more. Cook, sleep, work, play. Welcoming, accommodating, and big beds for jumping. Smart travellers choose Stay City because Stay City is the smart choice. Stay City, half apartment, half hotel, all across Europe. Save 10% every time you book at staycity.com.
And you're very welcome back here to the second half of the Go Ahead Dublin LGFA Senior Championship Final of 2025. The game is in the melting pot. Kilmacud Crokes lead by a goal and 4 to 7 points. I'm Seamus Brady, joined by Dublin star Abby Shiels to go through the second half. Abby, it's all on the line here.
Yeah, really looking forward to this second half. Obviously, Seals going to be up against a bit of a win now. Be interested to see how they manage that, and it'll be also interesting to see how Crokes take that win to their advantage. So really looking forward to this now.
And how does the setup change for Seals now, obviously being against the wind versus having it at your back in the first half?
Well, we've seen Kate Sullivan taking shots from afar, so I think they're just going to have to be that bit more patient. They've been patient in the first half, don't get me wrong, but that bit more patient to work the ball in closer and kind of finding their range against this wind will be very important.
And it'll be interesting to see what Kilmacud Crokes do as well, because in the first half they were running the ball through the hands at all times. It'd be interesting to see if they go more direct this time now.
Yeah, definitely. They have the likes of Aoife Kane, who is probably one of the best kicker of the balls that I've seen or I've played with. So it'll be interesting to see how much quicker they transition that ball up the pitch.
And obviously as well, the big players on the bench would be very interesting to see when Sylvesters introduce Niamh McAvoy, when Kilmacud introduce the likes of Ava Clancy, Mia Jennings. How do you play this? I mean, it's going to be so fascinating. But the second half is just about to begin. Match referee is Ian Howley. It is all on the line here in Parnell Park. Kilmacud Crokes lead by a goal and 4 points to 6 points, as match referee Ian Howley waits for the staff to just get off the field, and then we can begin again. But the storm has fairly held off, Abby.
It's held off. I do think the pitch is quite greasy out there. We've seen a few balls going astray from bad passing, but we'll see how they manage in these next few minutes.
And off we go for the second half. Kilmacud Crokes immediately on the ball here. Niamh Carr gives it inside to Kate Murray. Back as far as Niamh Cotter. Cotter goes with a delicate pass in, looking for Conroy, but brilliant defending, it must be said there, by the number 15, Marianne Hernan, team captain, but she's dropped very, very deep there. Sylvesters have made a half-time substitution. Number 18, Louise Ryan, is into the game, and she's on the ball there. Lays it off as far as Kate Sullivan. Leading light in the first half, 5 points to her name.
First two kicks of the ball gone astray for either team, so I've said it already, possession is so important, and there's another kick of the ball gone away for Crokes. How will Seals react to this?
A good start by the substitute Louise Ryan there, intercepting a Crokes pass out of defence. Sinead Ahern now on the ball, set up well by Nicole Owens. Works it back to Angela McGuigan. Back out as far as Louise Ryan once more.
Crokes are definitely making sure that Seals don't get into that shooting range closer to goal. We can see it, they've swarmed the middle there. So as I've said many a time, patience is going to be very important here.
Patience and picking the spot, picking your moment to run there. And now Marion Hernan has decided that now is the moment. She's worked it across to Sinead Ahern. Thought about the shot immediately. And Ahern has been called 4 steps, and it's a free out to Kilmacud. Good defending.
Good defending, watching it back there. I thought that there was a bit too much pressure on Sinead while she had the ball, but obviously legal in the referee's eyes, so very good turnover from Crokes.
No, for the second year in a row, it's been a savage battle between herself and the Crokes fullback Emer Sweeney. I mean, they really went at it last year. It's happening again this year. Superb battle between two superb players.
100%, and I hope to see the ball going into Sinead a bit more to test that fullback even more.
And Alva Davern now racing forward for Kilmacud. She's already got herself a free, so she goes direct inside to Michelle Davern, the woman who got the goal in the first half for Kilmacud, and she's got herself a brilliant score here. She already had her free. She decided why not have a belt at it straight over the bar. Great score.
Very good score from Michelle. Anyway, she turned 2 players there to stick it over while she was falling, it looked, so very well taken now. And a kick out, one straight back by Crokes.
And interestingly, they've pushed right up on this kick out now. Darren Egan lays it off, and now opportunity for Laura Kane. Stopped by the first challenge. Sylvester's putting a massive barrier between Kilmacud and the goal. Darren Egan across as far as Kate Murray. She's managed to work herself some space, but the shot, unfortunately for Kate, wide of the target on this occasion.
She thought about it a little bit earlier before she took that kick, but I think the wind might have gotten the better of it.
But interestingly, Kilmacud, as you can see, pushed right up on the kick out for Sylvesters.
Yeah, and important to remember that their press on the kick out was somewhat the difference in last year's final. So the Siobhan Cassidy in goals will have to be very sure of her kick outs.
Caitlin Guyden gives it back inside now to Marion Hernan, but the pressure Kilmacud are applying is savage, and Hernan had to work really, really hard for that free out. Of course, the captain, so much experience. Sinead Ahern, so much experience. Nicole Owens, so much experience, all bidding for their first county title tonight. Nicole Owens with ball in hand here, waiting to get on with it.
A lot of pressure early from Crokes, as you said. So we need to see Will Seals work the ball through the hands the way Crokes have been doing in the first half. So hopefully they're just as successful and get a return on the scoreboard.
Well, interestingly, substitute has been introduced for Sylvester's, just waiting until she turns around.
That's Niamh McAvoy now on the pitch. Great to see her introduced. And what did we say? 35th minute. So she'll definitely have a big influence today.
We talk about somebody to be introduced. Niamh McAvoy making her way onto the field for Sylvester's, straight into midfield, around the half-forward line. And now here comes Angela McGuigan for Sylvester's. Goes out to the left as far as Caitlin Guyden. Guyden finding some space in the Kilmacud defence. Held up well, but she works it back to Kate Sullivan. Inside to Niamh McAvoy now. First touch for the Dublin icon. Is it back out as far as McGuigan once more? She works it back across to Caitlin Guyden. Has support from Nicole Owens. Inside as far as Sinead Ahern. Ahern turns Emer Sweeney really well. Gives it back to Niamh McAvoy once more. McAvoy looking for a free. And she's given a free out. Interesting. And Kilmacud not asking any questions. They hurry and get on with it. Niamh Carr now. Gives it inside to Niamh Cotter. And one more across to Laura Kane, and then Cotter gets the return and she goes direct. We were talking about would they go more direct. We've seen it there into Michelle Davern. She's turned really well. Michelle Davern off the crossbar. Well, that was really razor close from a Seals point of view.
A great chance for Michelle and for Crokes. Great ball in. You know, we said about going direct and using that kick pass. It's good to see it coming into play straight away in this second half.
Now, clearly the running game that Kilmacud were adopting in the first half was just for the first half. We've seen it a lot quicker there. And the way that Michelle Davern read the bounce of that was superb. Gave her a brilliant opportunity. She's already got a goal and two. And she nearly had herself a second goal there. And Ava Rutledge now with ball in hand. But important spell now for Seals to get through this. They're under the cosh here.
Yeah, you can see how the pace of the game has already changed from Crokes kicking the ball that bit more. So it'll be interesting to see how Seals adapt to that sort of transitioning from Crokes.
Amy Conroy is going to have a crack at this off the ground from the 45. The wind right behind her. 2 goals she got in that semi-final against Thomas Davis. She's made good contact with this, but it's going to drop in the square, and Niamh Cotter has done really well to get this. Gives it back to the captain, Ava Rutledge. Manages to get a snapshot away that's going to hang up in the air, but drop over the bar. Another score for Kilmacud Crokes. 3 points between the teams.
Very well taken score from Ava Rutledge. Niamh Cotter did very well to win that ball as it dropped short from the 45. But I'm sure Crokes will take any score like that.
Another kick out for Sylvester's now. Kim White across as far as Nicole Owens. Back inside once again. Sylvester's try and build it out from the back here. Louise Ryan switches it across to Caitlin Guyden. Number 5 on her back, but she is playing on the left wing now in this second half. She has support from Angela McGuigan, and she uses it. McGuigan steps inside really well. Sylvester's building this attack with patience. Danielle Lawless now gives it to Nicole Owens. Seals have numbers in this attack. Nicole Owens, the solo breaks loose, and good defending by the Kilmacud fullback Emer Sweeney. And Kilmacud can break now. Alva Davern. Once again, brilliant defending on show there by Kilmacud. Patient, not fouling.
Exactly. Patient and not fouling is the big thing there. Nicole was unfortunate. I think she lost that on a hop, but really good pressure from the Crokes defenders to get the turnover.
And now they look to break down the other end. Laura Kane. Kilmacud now showcasing the patience that they have in the ranks. Aoife Kane into Ava Rutledge, and now Alva Davern. Nice shimmy by Davern. She manages to get the ball across to Darren Egan. And Egan switches it across to Niamh Carr. Crokes using the full width of Parnell Park here. And Carr goes inside as far as Michelle Davern. Nearly got a goal a second ago, and she's over-carried. And to be fair to Ian Howley, he's been very strict on steps, but on both teams.
Yeah, he's been very consistent on the steps. I did think she was just about to dummy there and set herself up for a nice score, but she was just unlucky there with the extra step.
One of those instances where she takes 5 steps or 6 steps. We see so many players get away with it. Not tonight under Ian Howley's watch. And Seaels now looking to build out from the back. Nicole Owens switches it across to the left flank to Angela McGuigan. Getting on a lot of ball early in this second half for Sylvesters. Checks inside the challenge of Laura Kane. Seaels again building this attack with patience. McGuigan switches it across as far as Clodagh Fox. Clodagh Fox slips on the turf. We were mentioning the greasy conditions. We've seen an example of it there, but she's managed to win herself a free. She did well to recover that.
Yeah, she did very well to recover that. Aoife Kane was on her tail there as she had the ball. And now we see Seaels moving towards the goal.
When they've got the danger woman on the ball here now, Kate Sullivan. She's being held out a little bit too far to take a shot on. Needs support. Works it back inside to Nicole Owens. Well read though by Alva Davern. Again, another turnover for Kilmacud Crokes. Niamh Carr now. And once again, Crokes can build from the back. Now Niamh Cotter. Back once again to Sinead O'Donoghue. Wins herself a free. You see there, they're engaging them when they get to the D. They're not really engaging them before they get there.
No, they're timing it all very well, and you know it's forcing them turnovers.
Now Niamh Cotter on the ball here, going around the challenge of Louise Ryan. And again goes very direct into the target so far in this second half. Michelle Davern causing lots of problems for Sylvesters. Davern goes back to Ava Rutledge, the captain, and Rutledge has measured that to perfection, and that's the 3rd point for the captain.
I think that's the 3rd ball that's gone into Michelle Davern, and I think they've been successful maybe 2 or 3 times. So it's something they're going to keep playing as the game goes on.
We talked about how the approach for Kilmacud would change. They've gone direct, as you said, into Michelle, and it is reaping dividends, and they've won the kick out there again. The press is working as it did in last year's final. Darren Egan with a shot looking for another score, but wide to the left on this occasion. You mentioned it at the start, very good point about Crokes' press. We're seeing hints of it here again.
Yeah, it's I'm looking at it now. I don't envy the goalkeeper at the moment. It's a high press, and they have marked the space very well, forcing the goalkeeper to go long here.
Well, there's leadership there. Niamh McAvoy winning the kick out for Sylvesters. And they're looking to get on with it quick. Superb play by Niamh. That was clutch. They needed someone to step up there. And she's been called back. Referee not allowing her to get on with it quickly. Not to the liking of the Sills fans, but that's massive that they won that kick out to get them out of the danger they were in.
100%. You know, to lose kickouts and to, you know, compound errors is never a nice thing for a goalkeeper, so definitely good to get that kick out off, and a long one well won by Niamh McAvoy, who's just come on.
And she's got that ball inside to Nicole Owens. Nicole Owens battling hard for it. She's managed to win herself a free off Aoife Kane. Seals battling hard for this. They've found themselves 4 points behind, just under 20 minutes to go, and they've won themselves another free in. They're making the way up the pitch bit by bit with free kicks, and they've worked this one away.
There's another free.
I think we might. It's a free right on the 13-metre line for a foul on Angela McGuigan. If we could see that again. Just there, yeah. Quick ball into McGuigan. Tried to take the snapshot at her. She was fouled as she was taking the shot on. You imagine this will be point number 6 for Kate Sullivan. Don't want to put the commentator's curse on her though. When she belts it up and over the bar. Point number 6 for Kate. Her first of the second half. 3 between the teams, and Abby, we're approaching the final quarter. It's going to go down to the wire.
I hope it does, because it's an exciting game already, so it'll be brilliant to see it go right down to the wire.
And Sinead O'Donoghue now for Crokes as they look to break. Emer Sweeney now the fullback, charged for over-carrying, and that all came from the pressure that Sills were applying to her. Nicole Owens looking to get on with it quick. Sinead Ahern, one more to Angela McGuigan. McGuigan going straight at the Crokes defence, checks back inside, but the shot has gone over the bar. It's crept inside, and we are back to a 2-point game, and Sills are in the ascendancy right now.
Very well taken score. You know, it's so important to turn them over that high up the pitch and take the scores as they go, because they're very important.
Kick out now for Crokes. Crucial kick out. And Niamh Cotter has managed to win it. She did really, really well there up against Kiva Keenahan. And she goes for the return pass from Darren Egan. Gives it across now to Ava Rutledge. Rutledge to Alva Davern. Davern Back inside now as far as Kate Murray. Murray faced up by Kate Sullivan. And Murray manages to get a foul off Kate Sullivan. She puts the ball up, clearly calling a set play now. What will Crokes do here? Niamh Carr racing towards the 40-metre arc. Now Niamh Cotter on the ball once again. Inside to Ava Rutledge. Tackled by Nicole Owens. Fouled by Nicole Owens. Free in for Kilmacud Crokes. And crucial there, Niamh Cotter winning the kick out just to break the Sills momentum.
Yeah, I thought Sills put great pressure on Crokes around the middle third there, but they got the ball up and they're after winning themselves a free here now.
Hopefully not an injury here. I mean, the conditions are kind of perfect almost for unfortunate injuries just because of, you know, the skidding around the turf and everything like that, but she looks like she's okay. And Niamh Cotter with ball in hand. With the win, do you fancy her to go for this?
She might try put the ball in, but I'm not sure. It's hard to judge how much to put behind it, and obviously to direct it over the bar is difficult.
And she looks like she is going to go for this.
She might prove me wrong.
Great contact. Superb execution. Just wide of the target though on the left.
I was nearly convinced of that being over, but it's called wide there by the umpire.
Well, the umpire did a bit of a pump fake. He ran straight towards the flag and then waved it wide. But anyway, Sills on the ball here now. Louise Ryan across as far as Caitlin Guyden. Guyden to Nicole Owens. And then goes for the return. Tackled hard by Kate Murray, but Guyden has done really well. Nicole Owens on the ball again now for Sylvesters. And look to build it out now. Danielle Lawless. Key operator for them, especially in terms of carrying the ball from defence to attack. She switched the play across now as far as Clodagh Fox. Fox down the line for Kiva Keenahan. Inside to Niamh McAvoy. McAvoy goes inside to Kate Sullivan. McAvoy went for the return. Sullivan decided against it. Going straight at the Crokes defence. She's going to take some stopping. She's already won herself a free. Kate Sullivan fancies a crack at this from play, but it drops short. But she had her free. And her free, Ian Howley brings it back for that now.
It's important to acknowledge, I think, how Sills were trapped in that corner and they're after bringing all the way across to the opposite side of the pitch and created somewhat of an attack, and now they have a free, I would say scoreable for Kate Sullivan, but against this wind I think that changes it a little bit.
She's opted against taking the shot there on this occasion to try work it in closer to goal. Louise Ryan now. Substitute who came in right at the start of the second half. Clodagh Fox now for Sills. Nicole Owens now. And judged to have overcarried. Once again, another player being caught with the very, very strict stance on steps here in this final, and a free out to Crokes.
It's happening very common. I think it could be the conditions playing a role and people are hesitant to move the ball.
Well, another substitution in for Kilmacud Crokes. Clodagh Fox is making way, number 10. She had a very, very good display for Kilmacud today. Making her way in, I believe. Just waiting for her to turn her back to us so we can see the number. Number 20. And number 20 is Katie O'Sullivan. And another substitution coming in here for Kilmacud Crokes this time. It is their number 10, Laura Kane, who has departed from the field. A very, very good display by Laura Kane. Replacing her right on the ball straight away is Kilmacud Crokes' number 20, Anna O'Grady. Back inside to Alva Davern. So identical changes. Both teams bringing on their number 20 and taking off their number 10. Alva Davern now to O'Grady, and now Niamh Cotter. Direct again from Niamh Cotter, and the target, as always in the second half, Michelle Davern, and she's out in front again. Davern causing serious problems for Sylvesters. Same result as it has been throughout the second half. Michelle Davern doing the damage again.
I think they might have found a way to break Sills down with that ball into Michelle Davern. She's quick and she knows when she's in range to take that score, and she's been successful now on more than one occasion.
And again, when you combine it with the press that we're seeing on the kick out now, Sills been turned over on that kick out by Crokes, and Alva Davern now on the ball for the champions. She will need help. She gets it from O'Grady. Back out now to Niamh Cotter, and Kate Murray might fancy a crack at this just inside the 40-metre arc, but wide of the target to the left on this occasion, and the gap remains at 3 points as we approach the last 10 minutes. Kick out from Siobhan Cassidy-Fagan. Seals managed to work it out now with Danielle Lawless. Back to the captain, Hernan. Keenahan across now. Great atmosphere here in Parnell Park. High challenge on Danielle Lawless. The Seals fans not happy at all about this. It'll be interesting to see what Ian Howley does here.
Definitely a big Seals presence
Yellow
there. You
card.
can hear from that response. Straight yellow card.
No hesitation. Michelle Davern with the yellow card into the sin bin. That's a big blow for Kilmacud Crokes because she has been the target for all of their attacks so far in this second half, especially when they played the long ball. Potential big momentum swinger there for Sylvesters.
Yeah, I think Sylvesters are going to have to take advantage of being one up now. You know, Michelle Davern has tagged 1-3 to this point and should be gone for the next 10 minutes, possibly for the rest of the game, depending how the stoppage goes. So Seals are going to have to take advantage of this and use it.
Well, unfortunately, there was nothing deliberate in it, but it was a tough challenge on Danielle Lawless. Ian Howley didn't hesitate at all, straight for the yellow card. And now Sylvesters have a player extra on the field heading into the crunch minutes of this final. It's going to go down to the wire. Danielle Lawless now. Gives it back inside to Maria Hernan. And now Sylvesters building again. Niamh McAvoy goes direct. Looking for Kate Sullivan, but good defending by Kilmacud Crokes on this occasion. Doireann Egan now breaking out for the champions. Goes down the line as far as Alva Davern. But that one runs out over the sideline. And how does this change Kilmacud's approach now?
They'll just have to look after that possession a bit more. It's definitely more important.
And now Sylvesters on the ball here. Nicole Owens driving straight at the Kilmacud defence. Kilmacud holding her up well. Now Marianne Hernan, the captain, on the ball again, swings it across as far as the substitute Louise Ryan into the corner for Kate Sullivan. Again fronted up by Ciara Regan. Kate Sullivan has already won herself a free. She gives it across to Sinead Ahern. Shooting opportunity presenting itself for St. Sylvesters. McAvoy's shot ultimately blocked by Philippa Green. But Sylvesters have their free in anyway, and another big opportunity for Kate Sullivan.
Hopefully Sylvesters build off this momentum here from that yellow card. Good attack there.
And good opportunity here for Kate to reduce the gap to 2 points once again. So another opportunity for Kate. Tight angle for a right-footed kicker, it must be said. But she strikes well and she's measured it to perfection. It's another one for Kate Sullivan. It's another one for Sills. And now it's only 2 points between the teams with 8 minutes of normal time left to play.
Very well taken free from Kate there.
A substitution for Kilmacud Crokes. Number 18, Alana Jones, has entered the field, replacing number 5, Sinead O'Donoghue. Sinead put in a huge shift for Kilmacud, and Alana Jones now in for the final few minutes. Long kick out from Dervla Gower, and now Doireann Egan on the ball here, gives it off as far as Kate Murray. Kate Murray lets the challenge bounce off her and then gives it inside to Amy Conroy. Conroy trying to curl this, but just didn't have enough time to curl inside and goes wide of the target.
Be interesting to see. Oh, there we go. Sills get it off. I was going to say how they Crokes change up their press being a player down, but Sills get it off short and they manage to get a free out.
And the referee Ian Howley has instructed that it goes back to the goalkeeper Siobhan Cassidy-Fagan. Of course, the Dublin under-20 goalkeeper. Now Sills trying to work it out from the back again, but a misplaced solo opportunity now for Kilmacud to punish that mistake. Superb defending, it must be said, by Chloe Bryan to keep that initial attack out. Ava Rutledge, though, has somehow still managed to swing it up and over the bar. It's another score for Kilmacud. 3 points between the teams. 4 points now for Ava Rutledge, but it has to be said, brilliant defending by Chloe Bryan to stop what looked like could be a goal.
Definitely a possible goal chance there. Very good ruthlessness from Ava Rutledge to take the score from that turnover.
And now Sylvester trying to build out from the back. Kilmacud have turned them over though again. Niamh Cotter back as far as Anna O'Grady once more for Kilmacud. O'Grady uses Niamh Cotter. One more out to Niamh Carr. Carr inside to O'Grady. And now Ava Rutledge again, the woman that got that last score for Kilmacud. 4 points tonight for the captain. Will it be 4 Dublin titles in a row? Kate Murray now goes back as far as Doireann Egan. Across now to Rutledge once more. Rutledge looking for the pass inside to O'Grady. Good defending again by Sylvesters. Holding Kilmacud to the 40-metre arc and not really letting them get through. Niamh Carr. They try and build on the left side. Niamh Cotter fancies a crack at this. Cotter has kicked a sublime score at such a crucial time in the game, and that moves Kilmacud 4 points to the good.
Very well taken score from Niamh Cotter there. I think that might be her second score of this game. Very well taken.
And that's such a crucial time as well. Pushes the champions 4 points to the good as they bid for their 4th title in a row. Caitlin Guyden now back as far as Brian. And now Hernan inside as far as the substitute Louise Ryan. Sills switch it from left to right. Opportunity. Kiva Keenan did well. After losing the ball, she got it straight back. Goes inside for Kate Sullivan. Sullivan swings around from the challenge. Has options on her left if she needs them. Checks back inside and then uses Angela McGuigan. 1 point to Angela's name so far in this game. Inside to Danielle Lawless, back to Nicole Owens. Sills being patient with this. Niamh McAvoy had a look at the post, instead goes back inside to Nicole Owens. Nicole Owens still inside to Niamh McAvoy again, back to Nicole Owens, gets a shot off the left, but that's gone wide of the target to the right.
Good build-up play to that shot. Nicole was just unlucky on her left there. It would have been a very important score for them to get, but they go again now on this kick out.
The seconds ticking away now. We have 4 minutes of normal time left. It'll be interesting to see how long Ian Howley adds on, but as we are now 5 minutes away, Abby, who is your player of the match?
There's a lot of players there. I'm looking even high scores. You have to take Alva Davern into consideration. You know, she's been an absolute engine for Crokes. I think Kate Sullivan has 7 points to her name, 7 or 8 points to her name there. So she's after tallying a lot of the scores for Sills. But I think you have to look at Ava Rutledge. She's had a great impact on the game, setting up many scores, and I think that's my player of the match for today.
Very, very good pick. Team captain has led from the front with 4 points, but the job isn't done just yet for Kilmacud Crokes. And Sills trying to build here now. Nicole Owens nearly had that one, but Kilmacud have managed to deal with it again. Now they just need to build out from the back here. Cross as far as O'Grady once more. Kilmacud trying to find their way out, and they've won themselves a free out. Superb play by Alana Jones. And now crucial free out, and they found their way to Alva Davern here. Alva fronted up by Louise Ryan. She's already won herself a free. And she goes inside as far as O'Grady, and referee Ian Howley has brought it back for the free. But these stoppages are no problem at all for Kilmacud because they eat into the time remaining.
Not only do they eat into the time remaining, but they do eat into their sin bin as well. So I'm not sure if Michelle Davern will get back on the pitch, but they would be glad to see her back on for the final whistle.
Even just to have an extra body on the pitch to defend the siege that probably will come from Sylvesters. One score can change everything in this final. Alva Davern now on the ball for Crokes. Goes back to Niamh Carr. Inside. And now it's O'Grady once more. To the player of the match and team captain Ava Rutledge. Once again, Crokes on the ball here with Doireann Egan. Egan goes inside as far as O'Grady once more. And since coming in, Anna O'Grady has got her hands on plenty of ball for Kilmacud. They've used the bench very well. And direct ball now inside here looking for Kate Murray. She's switched out from midfield into the inside forward line. She's managed to find herself some space, and she has kicked a brilliant score. Well, is that a score that symbolises that it might be her day?
I think so. She's taken a few shots that haven't gone her way, so it's a great score at the tag to eventually get that score and get her name on the score sheet.
Crokes push 5 into the lead with just over a minute of normal time remaining. Kick out now for Siobhan Cassidy-Fagan. Been solid as a rock between the sticks tonight for Sylvesters. You think about that save that she made in the first half, keeping Sills in the game. And now here comes Angela McGuigan. Gives it back inside as far as Marion Hernan. Team captain. Now Nicole Owens once more. Chloe Bryan clips it off the left delicately into Sinead Ahern. Ahern going around the challenge of Kate Murray. And Ahern manages to work it to Kate Sullivan. Did really well to lay it off to Niamh McAvoy. Danger for Kilmacud Crokes here. Niamh McAvoy already wins a free, but she works it across. Sills want more than the free. Kate Sullivan now on the ball. Held up well by Alana Jones. She's got herself another free. Did we think it would go any different? Having drama right at the end.
Be interesting to see, will they take this as an opportunity to maybe go under the bar and go for goal, or will they be happy to take their score?
Well, knowing Kate, what do you think she's going to do here?
I don't know. We're nearing the end of normal time, so I really don't know.
It all really depends on just how long Ian Howley intends to add on, and you wonder if Kate did quiz him a little bit on that. And she makes the decision to kick it up, but it's hit the post. Danger here for Danger here for Kilmacud Crokes. Sinead Ahern trying to find a gap. The Kilmacud wall doesn't budge, and in the end, the referee has called for the ball. And what is he going to do here? I think he's going to go with a throw ball. He is going with a throw ball.
And I think that's the return of a sin bin, is it? Or maybe just a substitution.
But you imagine Michelle Davern's time in the sin bin is nearly up. The Sills have made a change. Caitlin Guyden has left the field, and replacing her is number 23, Grania McGinty. A throw ball it is, and it will be contested by Niamh Cotter and Niamh McAvoy. And the breaking ball here, absolutely crucial. Shown up by the referee. McAvoy's got her hands on it. 3 players have got their hands on it. None of them letting go of the ball. Sylvesters have got themselves a free in. Nicole Owens goes quick across to Sinead Ahern. Danger here for Kilmacud Crokes. Ahern trying to find a gap. Eventually the ball is broken loose, and Kilmacud have got their hands on the ball, and they've won themselves a free out. Crucial turnover for Kilmacud.
Very important. You do have to think that Sills tried to force that a bit too much to get in closer to goal, but Crokes did very well to get the turnover.
Aoife Kane now on the ball for Kilmacud. Serious pressure applied by Sylvesters, but Kilmacud have found a way out past the 45-metre line. Darren Egan now on the ball. Back to Alva Davern. Davern off the left finds the captain Ava Rutledge. Player of the match. 4 points to her name. Unbelievable display. Looking for more. Held up well there once again by Chloe Bryan, who's been fantastic at the back for Sylvesters today. Angela McGuigan now goes back as far as Chloe Bryan once more. He switched across now as far as Kiva Keenahan. Inside to Niamh McAvoy. Once again, Sills trying to build something here. Nicole Owens goes for the return again. Danger here, gives it across to Kate Sullivan. Sullivan manages to get a shot away, drops short into the arms of Dervla Gower. But the referee has brought it back for a free. And it's not over yet. And still, as tense as you can be here. They go short, across as far as Sinead Ahern, and now Angela McGuigan. Danger not gone yet for Kilmacud Crokes, and Danielle Lawless has taken her point. It's one back for Sylvesters, but do they have enough time to get more?
They've narrowed the gap there now for if they might get another play. It's only 2 kicks to the ball that could level this game, or win it in fact.
Well, which one would you rather? Kick out now for Dervla Gower. How much longer will Ian Howley play on? It's found its target, Alva Davern. has had a fantastic battle with Danielle Lawless throughout the entire game. Niamh McAvoy has won it back for Sylvesters, but Kilmacud have turned it over in kind. O'Grady now to Alva Davern. Inside to Kate Murray.
Crokes will be happy to hold on to the ball, I think.
And they have. They've also, I think, won themselves a free. Niamh Carr drawing a foul off Kate Sullivan. We're ticking into the 4th minute of additional time. And now it's all about how Crokes manage out these last seconds or minute. Danielle Lawless now. Is there something at the death for Sylvesters? Angela McGuigan off the left. Down the line into Sinead Ahern. Bags of experience at club and at county level. Ahern goes back as far as Chloe Bryan. Inside now to Kim White. Michelle Davern has returned to the field. Her sin bin is up. And now McGinty driving forward for Sylvesters. Goes back as far as Niamh McAvoy. Still's trying to find a way through the crowds. And Kim White switches it across now. Angela McGuigan once more. Sylvesters is trying to go through literally every Kilmacud player between them and the goal. McGinty across once more to Sinead Ahern. No way through. And the referee is called for another free. Kate Sullivan wants to get on with it quick. It seems like not just everyone in Kilmacud, everyone in Stillorgan is between Sylvesters and the goal. And Kate Sullivan wants to get on with this. And she's clipped it up and over the bar. It's another step closer for Sylvesters. One score between the teams now.
This kick out will be very important now for both Sales and for Crokes.
Well, will Ian Howley allow one more play? All comes down to this kick out. Dervla Gower finds the target, but it goes out over the sideline. Sylvesters will have one more attack, you would think, if they play it right. Danielle Lawless now. It's crunch time here in Parnell Park. Niamh McAvoy finds the space now for McGinty. Atmosphere is electric here as Sills power forward. Kate Sullivan, they're trying to find the gap. Kate Sullivan has found the gap and she's flashed it up and over the bar. But that was the moment it's gone over. How on earth did Kate Sullivan manage to find a gap there? All those Kilmacud defenders back. She spun out of it and the kick just over the bar. Can Kilmacud Crokes hang on now? Will Ian Howley allow one more play? Dervla Gower goes with the kick out and that is it. And Kilmacud Crokes have completed the 4 in a row. The champions retain their title after another battle against Sylvesters in Parnell Park. What a final, Abby.
An absolutely great game, and to see how close it could have come there with Kate Sullivan getting through on goal in the last minute, the last 30 seconds of the game. What a game to close out the Dublin Championship.
And you see the scenes there, absolutely sensational. Kilmacud Crokes pushed all the way for the 2nd year in a row by St. Sylvesters. But they are champions for a reason. They showed their mettle, their 4th title in a row.
I look forward to seeing how they progress now through the championship, through Leinster and through the All-Ireland, hopefully for their case.
Unbelievable scenes here, absolutely unbelievable. And it has to be said, like when you're talking about testing the mettle, Stills asked every question of Kilmacud that champions could be asked.
Definitely, you've seen how they held onto the ball and they coped very well with that sin bin, and they held on to the lead since I think half time. Well,
just to remind ourselves, let's take a look back at the highlights where Kilmacud Crokes won their 4th Dublin title in a row. So starting off, Abby, just looking back at some of the highlights from the game, obviously it opened up with Kate Sullivan in stormy conditions firing over a long range free there. And then Kilmacud responded with their first of the day. This woman causing problems all day, Michelle Davern. That was her first of what ended up being 1-3.
Yeah, she had a great display. Unfortunate for her to come off from a sin bin, but she definitely had a great influence on the game.
And that for me scored a day. Kate Sullivan outside the 40-metre arc would be worth 2 points under the new rules, but the LGFA still has what you consider the more traditional rules of what was last year. But that was a great score there by the captain and player of the match, Ava Rutledge, one of her 4 points of the day. Michelle Davern here managed to find her way through, but was blocked down there. And then this free by Niamh Cotter. This was still in the first half of the game, and Cotter, and that was actually the first time that Kilmacud Crokes went ahead. Then Alva Davern here, if you watch the move here from Kilmacud, they were running this ball the entire day. Niamh Cotter got the ball across to Michelle Davern and she finished it into the back of the net. And that was a move that started in the Kilmacud half-back line.
Yeah, and you could really feel the momentum build for Crokes from that goal. It was great for them to get at and a very good time for them to get it.
And that free by Kate Sullivan that bounced up and over the bar. We were saying with the stormy conditions we would see a few of them. We did indeed see a few of them. Dangerous moment there for Kilmacud Crokes. A ball dropping in around the square and fired up and over the bar. You watch here. Sylvester's put the squeeze on Kilmacud Crokes towards the end of the first half, and they managed to work some opportunities for themselves. You see there Kate Sullivan clipping over a lovely score. She finished with 9 points. A very, very good individual display. Also from this woman, Alva Davern, you see here clipping over a wonderful score. And those runners for Crokes all throughout the game, Alva Davern, Kate Murray, Niamh Cotter, Ava Rutledge, they were crucial.
Yeah, all very important for Crokes. You know, both teams had such strong engines throughout the game, but see moments like this for Siobhan Cassie-Fagan, that save really kept them in it and it kept them pushing till the very end.
You see here another attack for Kilmacud Crokes. In the first half, there was definitely a switch up, less of the hand pass and much more direct, and in on top of Michelle Davern. You see there one of her scores, which she ended up finishing with a goal and 3. Nearly got a second goal here, flashed the ball up and off the crossbar there and over the bar. But you see Kilmacud were very much in the ascendancy at this stage. Niamh Cotter working it back out as far as Ava Rutledge. And that shot over the bar from the team captain, who will be lifting the cup now shortly. Michelle Davern again was the target for the long ball in. You see working it back out to Ava Rutledge, who measured that one to perfection up and over the bar. And these were the key moments for Kilmacud Crokes in putting a gap between the teams again. Kate Sullivan clipped over the first of a few frees for Sylvesters to get them back into the game, to breathe life into them. And it was very much helped by this score by Angela McGuigan, who was exceptional at centre forward throughout the entire game. And then once again, Kilmacud deploying the direct ball, switching it up from the running game, and Michelle Davern firing it up and over the bar. And Abby, there was very much a clear switch up. It was the running game in the first half, but with the wind, very, very much direct in the second half.
Definitely, and very effective. You know, the return on scores there was excellent. All from them, direct balls coming through the foot, change up from working it through the hands in the first half.
And then, as if we doubted it, it was going to go down to the wire, but it certainly did. Sylvesters came back hard. These scores that Kilmacud got going down the home stretch, like this one from Ava Rutledge, was absolutely crucial because it just kept that gap between the teams.
Definitely, Ava Rutledge, you know, I think 4 scores in total there, all from play, were excellent, and they came at the right time.
And that one from Niamh Cotter, I mean, when you're talking about clutch moments, to come up with a score like that just on the 40-metre arc, going down the home stretch, was absolutely superb. And this one from Kate Murray was brilliant too.
Excellent score there from Kate.
And then going down the home stretch, as if you ever doubted that it would, it went right down to the wire between these teams. Seals trying to work a gap. Danielle Lawless taking a point there to move them a point closer. Kate Sullivan then added on another free. She finished the game with 9 points. And then here came the dramatic moment. This was the moment where Seals could have snatched it. Kate Sullivan somehow found a gap and just over the bar with that effort. But anyway, we are now joined in studio by Michelle Davern. Michelle, unbelievable finish to that game, as if we ever doubted it would go down to the wire. How are you feeling?
Tired. Yeah, I'm a little bit. My nerves are a bit shot now, obviously, after. You never want to get a yellow in the final, but I guess that's how it happens. It's high intensity. Glad the girls kind of covered with me when I was out there, and they did even better than I was.
We were mentioning as well, myself and Abby, that there was a clear switch up in the second half compared to the first half. You were going a lot more direct, and you seemed to be the target for that ball a lot of the time. Was that decided upon in the dressing room that you were going to go more direct in on top of yourself?
Well, I guess it's just reading the conditions, and we were all kind of around today thinking would the game get pulled or not, and I'm glad to see Parnell Park still looking great, but the wind was absolutely frightening in the first half there. You could barely put a hand pass up without it getting caught in the wind, so we were just really conscious of playing the conditions and trying to be that bit cute. This is our 4th final in a row. We have learned something from those finals, thankfully, but again, that wind was so hard to go in against. It was just natural that you're only going to have to hand pass it and go through the hands, and then it was a lot more freeing in the second half, certainly.
And after that game, did you feel, I know you have some notable absences between Laura McGee, did you notice them absences throughout the championship, or did you all feel you stepped up and you added that extra percentage for them?
I guess Kate Murray answered this, I think, really well during the week at the media. I think we always said at the start of the year when we were addressing kind of people gone away for various reasons, and obviously Lauren's unfortunate injury, that we knew we had the strength and depth in the panel. We've known it for years, and this actually only provided an opportunity for more people to come on, and I guess people embody that role a bit more. Like you see the likes of Dear Milani, who wouldn't have gotten the starting team last year, absolutely flying out there today. Sinead O'Donoghue, the exact same. And people fulfilling that role, like Kate Murray herself, Ava Rutledge, no different. She's a leader in all senses. But yeah, people embodying that spirit a bit more. But we knew we had the strength and depth from the start.
And how does it feel to do a 4 in a row? Because when you look at the Roll of Honour in the Dublin LGFA Championship, it is the Ballybowden dynasty, the Foxrock dynasty.
Monica's before that, yeah.
And now the Kilmacud 4 in a row. Like, how does that feel to put 4 back to back?
Like, it's amazing, truly. And I guess I always say, like, we were kind of beating on the door for so long against Foxcab, and mainly Foxcab. I was going to say other teams, but it felt like such an uphill battle at times. And like, these things are really cyclical, and teams just get a roll, and you end up kind of keeping on that for a while. And we just know we're really fortunate to be on that, and we just keep riding that wave until it runs out.
Yeah, well, it was a lovely, convincing win, and I suppose you'll enjoy this one. You'll look forward then for Leinster.
Yeah, sure. We always. Woohoo! We always look forward to Leinster. It's brilliant. You never know what pitch you're going to go on. You never know what club you're going to play. It's kind of week to week stuff, but it really, going on the road always really strengthens teams, strengthens the bond between players, and like, we love doing it. We have loved it the last 3 years. So.
Well, brilliant. That's all from us, Michelle.
Much.
Thank you so much for coming up and joining us. Get down and enjoy the celebrations.
See you.
And that is it here at Parnell Park. We'll now go back down to the presentation to see the trophy lift. Well, I'll be there. Michelle's
Stay City Apart Hotels.
demeanour,
Half
I mean,
apartment,
obviously
half
ecstatic.
hotel.
It's so
Warm beds, comfy sofas, and fully equipped kitchens. We offer guests more, so you can do more. Cook, sleep, work, play. Welcoming, accommodating, and big beds for jumping. Smart travellers choose Stay City because Stay City is the smart choice. Stay City, half apartment, half hotel, all across Europe. Save 10% every time you book at staycity.com.
what's interesting is one of her answers. She was talking about how they were trying to bang down the door for years up against that Foxrock Cabinteely dynasty. That's the position that St Sylvester's now find themselves in, where they have a champion that's so hard to move in Kilmacud Crokes. But I think the main thing that Sills can take from that is Kilmacud had to kick the door down eventually, and Sills, you wouldn't put it past them doing the same.
Yeah, I think, look, you can see the squad for Sills. They're a very young team. Obviously, they have a wealth of experience through the names like Niamh McAvoy, Sinead O'Hare, Nicole Owens, Kate Sullivan as well. But they're still a very young team, and who knows, in a few years, they might have dethroned Crokes.
And going forward in the championship, how far do you think this Crokes team can go? Obviously, we're talking about like the All-Ireland LGFA club championship scene right now has the most dominant club that Gaelic Games has right now in Kilcar and Clonberne, 4 All-Irelands in a row. But Kilmacud have come closer than anybody to dethroning them. Yeah, they took them to extra time 2 years ago in the semi-final, pushed them all the way in the final last year. Can they go one step further this year?
You'd love to. It would be brilliant to see a Dublin team win the All-Ireland this year. Obviously, as I said, you have Leinster to get through first, so it is how their form progresses through Leinster, and if they get through the All-Ireland stages, it's going to be really important to build on from that. So I'm really looking forward, as I said, to seeing how they progress, and hopefully we will get a bit of silverware in Dublin.
Well, there is definitely, you're looking at the Meath LGFA final as well, which is on this weekend. You got Dunboyne with the likes of Emma Duggan going up against Dunshaughlin with the likes of Niamh Gallagly. So it will be a good team coming out of Meath, and then there'll be, obviously contenders there, the likes of Kildare and everything like that. But it will be a long road, and the fact that Kilmacud are back again when they were so heartbroken tells me anyway that they've unfinished business with the club championships.
They're well used to this stage of the season by now, so they know what they have to do and they know what they have to get right.
And how much confidence does that build in a team to just, you've won now back to back, you've won tight finals where you were pushed all the way, you had to dig it out of the fire. They've a proven track record of doing this now.
Yeah, they will use it to their advantage. You can see how excited they all are. You think, are they not used to this by now? But obviously everyone is just as special as every next win is just as special as the first. So it's really good seeing them all enjoying this one.
And you're mentioning there as well, to me, off air before we started the game. Kilmacud, the support that they get out for their teams time and time again. I mean, there's a fair big crowd of them out on the field there. They'll be doing well to get these off before midnight.
Yeah, no, lots of purple and gold there. And it's great to see the younger kids out enjoying the biggest playground in Dublin, as I've heard Parnell Park being referred to. So it's great to see all the support for both teams, of course, as well.
And now I do believe that all the Kilmacud girls have made their way up to the podium. I can see them beckoning a few more down there. But from your own playing days, like, is it really, really hard to get up to the podium when you win something?
The few things I've won this year, obviously with the All-Ireland, you're dying to get up there. So, well, for me, yeah, I'd be very eager to get up there. But I'm sure when the crowds are on the pitch, it is hard.
It's interesting. Obviously, there's the famous story of Anthony Daly after the 95 All-Ireland final, struggling to get up, and he thought that they were going to present the cup to the co-captain because he was taking so long to get up there. But now, obviously, with the crowd measures in Croke Park, it is a lot easier to get hands on the captain. It seems to be quite hard to get hands on all the Kilmacud players.
Yeah, I'm trying to spot them in the crowd, but I can't see too many of them.
Well, here we go. Kilmacud Crokes, the champions of the Go Ahead Dublin LGFA Championship for the 4th time in a row. One of the great dynasties in Dublin Gaelic games. Unbelievable achievement, and they will take some stopping moving into the Leinster Championship and potentially beyond. Congratulations to Kilmacud Crokes.